So I talk about police departments are actually these armies. And they're the armies of politicians. And then politicians are run by your donors and elite interests. So then that army is thus the local domestic army of rich people and the politicians. So when I say that, we are, I don't know, maybe not changing that much if we don't change the system. It doesn't matter who's in place. Let's go to this video from New York.
Okay, here it is.
I have my own army in the NYPD, which is, I'm the 7th biggest army in the world. I have my own State Department, much to Foggy Bottom's annoyance. We have the United Nations in New York, and so we have an entree into the diplomatic world that Washington does not have.
That right there was Bloomberg, the mayor of New York, who Hillary Clinton put up at the DNC and touted out as somebody that was going to bring change. This is an individual that openly admits that they have an army, the 7th largest in the world, funded by domestic taxpayer funds, that they use to police the people, the citizens of this country in the exact same way we do it overseas.
Go ahead.
Yeah, I mean, during Occupy Wall Street, one of the first things that they did was the NYPD went down and protected Wall Street.
Yes.
Made sure that the Wall Street bankers were going to be safe, that these frustrating and annoying Occupy Wall Street protesters wouldn't harm any of the bankers. That was one of the first things that they did.
Well, wasn't it? Was it Goldman Sachs or was it Jamie Dimon who just didn't he donate $6 million to the?
It was Jamie Sachs. I'm sorry, Jamie Dimon.
Jamie Dimon. They think they gave the New York Police Department like $6 million, and then just not too long later, they went out and cracked the heads of all those peaceful protesters, right?
So what happens to our police departments when they're run by these people, right? What do we get?
Yes, this is exactly,
right.
Go ahead.
So I want to follow up a little bit on a story that was done on the main show. And what we have here is the death of Darren Rainey. Let's call it the killing of Darren Rainey in Miami, where 4 guards, prison guards, put him in a cell to torture him, a schizophrenic individual, put the hot showers on as their normal means of control that they did in this correctional facility in Miami-Dade, and then he ends up dying. And of course, nothing is charged. But why isn't he charged? Like, what is behind all this? What's even the wording? What did they say? So here's their wording that they said afterwards. The shower was itself neither dangerous nor unsafe. So who did they put the blame on officially? The shower. So yeah, no one's claiming that the shower was by itself unsafe. Just like it's not guns that kill people, I admit. It's the people pulling the trigger. So if the shower's not unsafe, but yet he died at the hands of the shower, well, who pulled the trigger of the shower? The cops did, and no one's gonna go on that. It's like one of those tells when you separate yourself from that situation. It wasn't our officers. The shower's not unsafe after all. So, and then they followed up to say that this evidence does not show gross disregard. It shows disregard.
Just regular disregard.
Just regular.
That led to a death.
It's not gross. It's kind of nice disregard.
It's just not.
It's acceptable disregard.
No. And do they charge? No, they don't end up charging the cop. They don't end up doing anything with it. And that's where the real backstory comes in. A friend of mine, Billy Corbin of Cocaine Cowboys production fame, he is in Miami. And so he sent me this follow-up story that's happening right now. So we use prison snitches, and we use those people to, we'll see a lot of wrongful convictions done by somebody snitching to get a lesser plea or some kind of plea deal where they bring them down. And I was never a fan of snitches because it's like, wait, what are we talking about? We already demonstrated this individual is unworthy to be trusted. The other person on the other line of being snitched, this guy's completely violating. So they already have no integrity. Why do we use snitches? But this one guy decides he's gonna snitch on the correctional officers for putting Darren Rainey in those showers. Now, this individual, this prisoner who gave up the statement, sworn to everything, as reported by Julie K. Brown, the Miami Herald, he is now in his 5th prison in the last 3 years, being put in confinement, and now he's suddenly been transferred to Tennessee. So now the prisoner who is the key witness in this has been kept in confinement for 3 years, transferred to Tennessee, kept out, not in Florida, not in part of the investigation or for reporters to have access to talk to him about it later. And nobody does anything about it. It's like, when we say it foreign, it's, what did Obama say? We tortured some folks.
We tortured
and that's what they're saying here. We tortured some folks. But that's not what killed him. It was his heart attack, is what they ended up saying.
Undiagnosed heart condition.
Right. So they do this stuff constantly.
Hey, are you sick and tired of corporate Democrats? So are we. So why not become a member of the Young Turks and help us say no to corporate money? If you become a member, it helps support shows like the Aggressive Progressives who are pissed off at corporate Democrats. Go to tytnetwork.com/join. It's only $10 a month. It helps keep us independent and keep bringing you the truth.